Welcome back, everyone. Check this out. Today's recipe is chicken stuffed peppers. A little different because usually I use ground beef, but we're going to do it this way. The first thing we need is our peppers. There's 2 red peppers. Red peppers are basically green peppers that ripen. Now I'm going to try this trick for opening them up. Normally what I would do is just slice it all the way through. But apparently if you're careful and you slice it down the little seam, they pull apart, and watch this now. There, and now you can get right at the seeds. So we'll do that, we'll give them a little clean out. That seemed to work out all right. We'll try the second one. You just have to carefully slice down the little seam there, and you go right to where the stem is. You don't want to go too far. Right to the stem, and then it should just pull apart like that. Then you just pluck out the seeds, give it a little rinse, clean out the membrane in the middle, and we got ourselves the peppers we're going to stuff. I'm going to put them on a baking tray till we're ready for them. So I went and got some parchment paper for them, so we're going to put it aside. Now our chicken. I'd made a chicken dish a couple days ago, and I kept the pieces of chicken in the fridge because I knew I was making this. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper on both sides. And you can see it doesn't look like there's a lot, but there was lots by the time I was done. That's maybe like a half a pound, I think. So we're salting and peppering both sides. You want to throw some garlic powder or whatever you like, throw that on too. We'll put it aside. Get our frying pan out. Tablespoon and a half of oil, get her all warmed up. You want it on medium to medium high heat till it gets nice and sizzly. And then we're going to take our chicken and ever so carefully throw it into the pan. Now, of course, the little pieces are going to cook a lot quicker than the big piece. I guess if I really worked at it, I could have sliced the big piece in half horizontally, but I didn't. So that's okay, I know what I'm working with. Oops, of course I dropped the last one. There, so there's all our chicken. We're going to sear both sides about 3-ish minutes. And you can see the little ones. You want them nice and golden on both sides. And cooked all the way through too, you would like. So here's both sides. Our little pieces are cooked. And that was probably a couple minutes both sides, especially for the small pieces. And you'll know because we're going to cut them into bite-sized pieces. So if you didn't cook it all the way through, you're going to know in no time at all. So rather than wait for the big piece of chicken to finish cooking, I'm just going to push it off to the side. And we're going to put a little bit of extra oil in the pan. And I've got some cut mushrooms, about that much, probably about a cup-ish. There. We're going to let that start cooking down for about a minute. And then get our onions. I already had those pre-chopped in the fridge. It's about a cup of onions. And we're just going to cook that while we're waiting for our chicken to finish cooking. Going to save a little bit of time anyway. Our chicken, oh, look at how golden brown that is. There. We got it on both sides, so we're going to put it back in our pan with the rest of the chicken. Our mushrooms and onions are done, so let's get at the chicken. Like I said, we're going to cut it into bite-sized pieces because we're stuffing the peppers, and I don't know about you, but unless I want huge chunks of chicken in my pepper stuffing, yeah, it's better to chop it up small. And they're not, like ground beef small, but little bite-sized pieces are fine. And the smaller you chop them, the more you're actually going to get into the pepper. So there you see roughly how small I chopped it. If you want bigger, go ahead. If you want smaller, go ahead too. So our chicken goes into our bowl, and we're going to make the stuffing mixture right now. So that's number one. Number two is a little extra salt and a little extra pepper. And don't worry, it's not too much. Now that is garlic powder. And the next thing is marinara sauce. Not pasta sauce. I mean, if that's all you got, use it. And that's about a half to 3/4 of a cup. Our onions and mushrooms go in next. And this is starting to come together pretty good. Now we're going to give it a little mix just to get all the ingredients together. Well, all but the cheese. And you can see you want enough with the marinara / pasta sauce. You want enough that it covers everything. Kind of like that. That's almost like your glue. Into this is 2 good handfuls of mozzarella and 1 decent handful of Parmesan shredded. We'll give that a mix. And it's actually enough to do 6, what we just made here. So if you got an extra pepper, throw it on. I just didn't need that much. So here's our empty pepper shells. Yummy. Now we're just going to fill it. You don't want to fill it right up to the top, but close. Because we're putting more cheese on. So we've got our stuffing mix in the peppers. We top it with a little bit of mozzarella, and into the oven it goes. 400 for 50 minutes? Okay, I didn't do anything close to that. This is at 40 minutes. And you can see how brown the cheese has gotten. Oh, this is Parmesan. We're just sprinkling just a little bit on top, for taste. Now, if you want, you can throw that back in the oven, grill it for a minute, and let it all melt. But it's okay. Now, this is parsley flakes. I didn't really have fresh parsley, so it's out of a bottle. And here you go. That is our stuffed pepper. Okay, I didn't get a knife. You're right. Well, that's okay. Listen, this is really good eating, and the red pepper makes it taste so sweet. It's definitely something you're going to want to try. Hey, another great recipe. I hope you'll give it a try. Leave me a comment below, one way or the other. Listen, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell, because that'll tell you the next time I upload a video. Feel free to share this and any of my other videos. And thanks for stopping by and watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.